How do you guys feel about this no haggle sign I'm showing you right here? This showed up at a recent card show in the past few weeks. And I asked myself, do I like this or do I not like this? I think we've all grown up, especially if you've grown up in the 80s or you spent time in flea markets. We all like to negotiate. That's just kind of who we are as human beings. And I feel like often when I go to card shows that cards are priced to negotiate. They won't put the best price on the card, and you can often get it for 10 or 20% less. Sometimes the prices are insane that they put on them. And the whole idea is to go through the show and build a relationship, maybe buy in bulk and get a better deal, or maybe make a connection and get a good deal on this card, knowing that you're going to buy a bunch of cards down the road. But it feels like, and this was a TCG conference, which, by the way, is a lot more friendly place than sports cards. I'll talk about that in a second. But this was seen at a TCG show, and it made me think of the car dealership model, which all of us hate, right? Like, again, if you buy Tesla changed this. All right, Tesla just said, this is what you're going to pay for a car. And that's that. And they ship direct, they build it just in time, and you're good to go. And to be honest, I love it because I like it when information is streamlined and direct. And, when whatever, in my 20s, in my 30s, I'm in my late 40s now, I never really enjoyed like dealership number one, what's your best price? Okay, cool. Dealership number two, what's your best price? And then you got to, and then the internet kind of killed that. You just walk into dealership number three and be like, here's what these two are advertising. Here's the email from the guy, I'll get it right now. And you buy it at the end of the month, so they hit their quota and you get a good deal. But like, that sucks. It's a lot of work, and information has friction when that happens. Same thing with cards. To get to that deal, it's a lot of work. And so this table, who set this up, is taking a gamble, right? They're going to have to price things pretty fairly, which can change, but they got to put an accurate price on that, like the best comp, give or take. And I think if they price it fairly, they'll probably do more business because people will see that and they'll just be like, all right, either buy it or I don't. And so at the very least, at the very bare minimum, their time is not going to be wasted, and time is valuable, especially if you're a one-man show. Like you're set up as a one-man guy. There's no like second helper. Your kid's not with you. You're just trying to show off stuff, open the showcase, lock it again, show things so you don't get cards stolen. I think that this could make things a lot more efficient for you. Could you lose some upside? Absolutely. Especially if you have a buyer that doesn't know what they're doing and you want to rip them off. Sure. But even if that's the case, if the buyer doesn't have perfect information, I think that if you price things that way, you'll lose some upside, but you're also going to gain some downside for people who are just like, I don't want to deal, or maybe they're just not comfortable. Like, not everybody, I am personally, because I'm an extrovert, but not all of us are comfortable negotiating. It's kind of weird, and I talk to people. I feel like it's 50-50 in the population. Half just, it's like fun. It's like breathing. You just want to negotiate. The other half doesn't. And if you start to train yourself like this guy, all right, he's going to be at Dallas, at Philly, at the National, whatever's on the table is on the table. Maybe you go seek them out, and it's not a bad deal. I actually want to know what you guys think in the comments. Like, this is, cards have evolved, and card shows have evolved significantly since I was at them in the 80s. And there's more technology and there's more information. I mean, it started with eBay, obviously, like providing us comps and being able to liquidate things 24/7. And then the information just got more and more. Now you have Market Movers, Card Ladder, and 130 Point, and everything else in between. And I just feel like it's another change that might happen. And I think this might start to get adopted. Now, TCG, like I said, is a more friendly place. I collect Pokemon as well. I have a top 50 first edition PSA slabbed set, all 9s and 10s. And I'm into it. And the people I've met have been very friendly, very willing to do deals. My first deal, the guy flew out on a red eye. He brought an extra Zion case to give to me. It was like a 5-figure deal. And we hung out, for a little bit and just talked, and he like took the next flame playing back, and I was just like, wow, what a nice experience. They're just in a better mood. And sports card guys, I think we're older, and I don't know, maybe as you get older you get grumpier or something like that. We're just not in the best mood, and I think that this could change the mood. If anybody is setting up at a show soon and wants to experiment with this, go ahead and do it. And maybe I'll have you on the channel and let me know how it went. And let me know if you did more business, less business, if you felt like your time was more efficient or less efficient. Did it scare everybody away, or did it bring new people that may not have stopped by your booth had that no haggle sign not been there? These are interesting questions, and I think the only way to get the answer is to test it out. I don't think it's going to work. At certain price points, it won't work, at a really high end. But I think below that, I think it's going to work. And I think you're going to see more doing it. Just like Tesla changed the dealership model, this could be your chance to stand out at a show and try to change the model on your own and maybe get ahead of the curve and do something different. It's just my opinion, but it'll be interesting to watch, and let me know what you guys think. Thanks, everyone.